And okay, this is seen, no? Where slides are seen. Slide દેખાય છે ને?
ના સ્લાઇડ નથી. રેકોર્ડિંગ બંધ કરશો તો રેકોર્ડિંગ બંધ કરશો તો દેખાશે.
Just a minute.
લાસ્ટ પહેલા કર્યું એવું જ કરવું પડશે.
So the screen is seen. So 1 minute. अभी स्क्रीन दिखता है.
हाँ હવે આવી ગયો અને રેકોર્ડિંગ પણ ઓન છે.
Okay. Yeah. So
yes,
we
એક મિનિટ.
Shall we continue?
એક મિનિટ. યશ.
Yes sir.
તો મેસેજ માં કજુ 54 કેમ બધા ક્યાં છે? જલ્દી જોઈન થાય કે
સર કરી દીધો મેસેજ.
કરી દીધો. ઓકે મેડમ સ્ટાર્ટ કરો, વાંધો નહીં.
Okay. So I was saying about the susceptibility. Okay, so the diet and main thing is the diet, if it suffices, why you want to prescribe? Meaning, જ્યારે ખોરાકથી તમારું કામ થાય છે, the alteration in the diet, so then why you want to give medicine? Okay, and as we go on further, I will let you know why I am saying this sentence. Okay, so just now, just remember, when diet suffices the purpose, why you want to prescribe. Okay, so the morbific noxious agents do not possess the power of morbidly deranging the health of man unconditionally, but we are made by them only. We suffer when our organism is sufficiently disposed and susceptible to attack of the morbific cause that may be present. Hence, they do not produce disease everyone nor at all times. Meaning, what is the meaning of this aphorism? See, we take the example of tuberculosis, COX, as we say, right? We don't say tuberculosis, we label it as COX. So if a person is suffering from TB, tuberculosis or COX, he is susceptible to that disease. એમની રોગ પ્રતિકારક શક્તિ નબળી છે, એટલે એમને જે છે કોક્સ થયું. બધાને નથી થતું કોક્સ. Only when the person is susceptible, the individual is susceptible to that particular disease, that is the time the vacuum which is created attracts, and tuberculous organism उनके body में जाता है and they produce the signs and symptoms COX. Not everyone. Okay, that is in regards to the disease. Now take the example of medicine. Medicine, if you give to small baby, નાના બાળકોને આપો કે તમે બુજુર્ગને આપો કે મિડલ એજ લાઈક અસ એમને આપો, મેડિસિન તો સબ में વર્ક કરેगी. It will work in each and every individual unconditionally. कोई condition नहीं, and it will work, be it बच्चा or be it बुजुर्ग. It will work for each and every person. Okay, so जब भी मेडिसिन दो, सोच समझ के दिया करो. In the sense, rational, judicious prescribing, logical, judgmental prescribing. कब देना, कब नहीं देना, that lies in the discretion of the physician. The physician will discreet. Discreet means understanding. It is the physician's understanding when to give the medicine and when not to give the medicine. When to give the medicine, many of us know, but when not to give, that is more important. Indisposition hai, dawa ki jarurat nahi hai. Play with placebo. SL. Okay. So the next aphorism. Yeah.
હા રક્ષાબેન સ્ટુડન્ટ આવતા હોય તો એડમિટ કરતા જજો. હા
yeah
આવશે.
Yes. Huh?
જોજો.
Right now nobody is there in admit, but as and when they come, I'll admit. Okay. Aphorism number 32. This is what I was talking about. Is, see what it says, but it's quite otherwise with the art of artificial morbific agent which we term medicine. It is artificial, no? We are giving it from outside. So every real medicine, namely, acts at all times, under all circumstances, on every living human being, be it a kid or be it an old person, be it a middle age, under all circumstances. दवा को तो अपना काम करना ही है. दवा दिया, it has to work. Be it may be a simillimum, it may be not a simillimum, then it will work partially. But काम तो करेगा ही दवा, and produce its peculiar symptoms distinctly perceptible if the dose be large enough, so that evidently every living human organism is liable to be affected as a way inoculated with the medicinal disease at all times. It will work all time and absolutely unconditional. कोई condition, it will work. दवा दिया, it will work. सिमिलिमम नहीं मिला वो बात अलग है, पर वो दवा तो अपना काम करेगी ना. पार्शियल तो पार्शियल, okay, but it will work. Which before said is by no means the case with natural disease. The last line is very, 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 very important. Try and understand that. This is not the thing with natural disease. So natural disease का condition है जब आपकी रोग प्रतिकारक शक्ति कम है, नबળી થાય એટલે disease આવે. પણ medicine तो બધામાં જ work કરવાની છે. मेडिसिन अपना काम सब में करेगी, बी इट बच्चा और बी इट एंड बुजुर्ग. ओके, so understand. So એટલે કે જ્યારે જે છે મેડિસિન છે સોચી વિચારીને આપવાની, જરૂરત હોય તો આપવાની, ન જરૂરત હોય તો alteration in the diet will suffice your purpose. तो हर आने वाले पेशेंट को मेडिसिन देना ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. That is your logic which will be useful when you will sit in the doctor's seat. Okay, so consider yourself now as a doctor as well. Okay, so don't think that I'm a student and I need to learn. You are already a doctor when you entered the medical college. જ્ઞાન લેવાનું છે. So now we will begin with the miasm. So if you really want to understand miasm, I would suggest kindly read Theory of Chronic Disease by Master Dr. Samuel Hahnemann's book. It is difficult, no doubt about it, because of his extreme good vocabulary, the depth, but try and understand him. He had got a lot of things to share with us, and he has shared through organon and through Theory of Chronic Disease book. I will share the PDF also of Theory of Chronic Disease as well. You can have a look. Any doubts, you can ask myself or Dr. HIREN sir, we will guide you. So many acute diseases, okay, so they were cured by the master. Okay, acute diseases में problem नहीं आया था, but there was a relapse in many chronic diseases. So when master started his practice, acute mein patient was getting cured, but when it comes to chronic disease, master was getting the patient again and again. There was relapse. So it kept thinking, like, what could be the reason? क्यों ठीक नहीं हो रहे patient? Something must be there which is an obstacle to the cure. और ठीक क्यों नहीं हो रहे? And why there is again and again relapse? Patient बार बार आ रहे हैं, so there has to be some reason, right? A thought again as to what could be the possible reason for relapse. Why a complete cure, healing not taking place in spite of medicines? दवाई देने के बावजूद भी पेशेंट ठीक नहीं हो रहे हैं. टाइम बिंग ठीक होते हैं, but again they are coming. So what could be the reason? આનું કારણ શું? કે પેશન્ટ વારંવાર આવે છે, કાંઈક કારણ હશે ને? There seems to be some obstacle, hindrance, કાંઈક તો અડચણ હશે to healing, and we need to find out. तो क्या है? हमें ढूंढना है. So after 12 years of exhaustive study, not 1 day, not 1 hour, not 1 minute, not 1 second, but 12 hours of exhaustive study, research, he discovered the theory of chronic disease, hereby mentioning the fundamental cause, the miasms, being the culprit. So, કારણ શું હતું? Miasm, the fundamental miasm, who is the main culprit. And when a person, I would say master, who has dedicated 12 years of his life for such an exhaustive study, it is our duty to read at least the theory of chronic disease. I won't say multiple times, but at least once is expected of us. At least એક વાર તો તમે એ વાંચજો જ, theory of chronic disease, and try and understand what he wants to say. Okay? So the miasm.
એક મિનિટ મેડમ, સોરી ફોર ડિસ્ટર્બન્સ.
Yes, yes.
હવે સ્ટુડન્ટ એડમિટ આવી રહ્યા છે, નથી થઈ રહ્યા?
Yeah, so એક મિનિટ.
મારા પર મેસેજ આવ્યો એટલે તમે.
I think I have admitted them and majority are there. Okay, wait. Admit all.
Hello, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So many students are in waiting.
So I have admitted them now. So I think they must have joined in. Just coordinate with them and let me know whether they have joined or not, because it shows it's joining. Okay.
એટલે join admit નો ઓપ્શન આવે ને, જોતા રહેજો જરા.
Yeah. So now almost all have joined in. Just coordinate and let me know.
Okay.
Join हुए है ना?
એટલે
those who are in waiting, they have joined.
હવે તમારે જોવું પડશે પાર્ટિસિપેટ.
No, but the number has increased to 60. Yeah, so they have joined in. Okay. Yeah. So miasms, psora, psychosis, and syphilis. And those who have been admitted now, don't worry, the recording will be shared with you. It's getting recorded as well, and the PPT also will be shared with you, so you haven't missed anything. Okay. So miasms, psora, psychosis, and syphilis. The miasms are the noxious agent. What is actually miasm is the pollutant. The pollutant are the noxious agent. Nobody likes pollution, and they say that it's better we get just go to the village side towards nature, because they don't want to be in a polluted area. So miasm also is like a pollutant, which is responsible for deranging the vital force. So કારણ શું હતો? જે હેનીમેન સર ને 12 વર્ષ લીધું કે મારા જે પેશન્ટ છે વારંવાર આવે છે, ઠીક કેમ નથી થતા? ક્રોનિક disease na, because of chronic miasms, and these miasms are responsible for deranging the vital force. 3 among them, the psora, psychosis, and syphilis. Okay, so what is psora? Psora is the itch. First, try and understand one thing. It's mentioned in the slides as well, if you read. So the disease is categorized into 2 types: the venereal, the non-venereal. The non-venereal are the psoric. What is the meaning of venereal and non-venereal? That also I'll explain. So the non-venereal is venereal એટલે જે sexually contact માં હોય, and non-venereal is not the sexual contact, without any sexual contact. So psora is without any sexual contact, and it is the itch. It begins with the itch. We have latent psora as well. So latent psora is like, see, this is your soil. Okay, below the soil is the seed. Okay, so this is your seed. No, this is your latent psora. So when it is excited because of the exciting cause from outside, so then it props up, like how the seed props up and it grows into a plant. Okay, so જે ખડ ને એ બધું નાખી છે આપણે, તો જમીનના નીચે જે છે, that is your latent psora. Okay, and Then the manifestations. Psora, psychosis, syphilis. The latent psora is the reason, and when it is excited due to an exciting cause, so that is the reason, the triggering point and the manifestation of psora, psychosis and syphilis. Okay, so just a minute, I'll have water. Okay, just a minute, I'm coming. So the latent psora, when triggered, it gives rise to the diseases. It excites, and the first manifestation is psora. It can go to psychosis, then it can go to syphilis as well. Now, psora, the itch with eruptions being the manifestation, the allergic reaction with sensitivity, termed as the Hydra monster. 80% of the diseases arise from psora, the non-venereal, that is the non-sexual contact. The rest 20% is the venereal. See the last line. Rest 20% is the venereal due to sexual contact. And it could be psychotic miasm and the syphilitic miasm. The dormant latent psora, the third line. Okay, first, second, and third stanza. The latent dormant psora, which when arose by means of an exciting cause, manifests itself through the various signs and symptoms. So when the latent psora, that is below the soil, okay, that is excited, then it gives rise to the psoric manifestation, psychotic manifestation, or the syphilitic manifestation. So jad mood, the root cause, the culprit is this latent psora, basically psora, and triggering factor, and then the disease flare up. So now coming to the psychotic miasm, the venereal miasm, 80% of the chronic disease due to venereal, non-venereal it should be, okay, due to the non-venereal psoric miasm, the rest, the venereal, psychotic and syphilitic miasm. This I will correct and send, okay. This has to be non-venereal here, okay. The venereal disease with history. So now, what is the psychotic is overgrowth, okay. So this could be because of suppressed gonorrhea, condylomata, pigwort, cauliflower-like growth, the warts, okay. Then manifestation, okay. Then the hereditary trait which passes from generations to generations, unless otherwise treated, the manifestations will be seen. And psychotic miasm is due to suppressed gonorrhea. So when the gonorrhea is because of the sexual contact, and that will lead to the entry of the psychotic miasm. But in psoric, where there is itch, allergic reactions, no sexual contact as such. Okay. So the syphilitic miasm is again the venereal miasm. The non-venereal was psoric, the venereal is psychotic, and the syphilitic miasm. So 80% of the chronic disease due to the non-venereal psoric miasm, the rest 20% is the psychotic and syphilitic miasm. The venereal disease with history, a family history of suppressed syphilis, manifestation in the form of ulcers, chancre. Okay, when there is syphilitic manifestation, it is ulcer, it is chancre, the dangerous third stage of cancer. The last stage, there you could see it is all ulcerated, the gangrene, that is also syphilitic, destructive tendency due to suppressed syphilis. Okay. And now this was the understanding of the susceptibility and miasms. You have jotted down the questions. I will revert back to you later. Let's understand the case. Okay. So this is the case of a male around 55 years old, and he was living in a joint family. Okay. So recently ongoing pandemic infection and all the family members got infected. Badhaine corona positive. So family history and the status, the who all are staying along with the patient. So the IPR, the interpersonal relationship, that also matters. And because we are in constant touch with the environment, we need to know with whom the patient is staying. So I asked about the family status. He has a son, daughter-in-law, wife, and this son's 2 kids, and he himself, and all were infected with COVID-19. This was short telephonic conversation. Phone par case lidhelo chhe. And when the husband and wife, that is husband in the sense the patient and the wife, they both were hospitalized, but he stayed with the wife because wife was much unwell. He was asymptomatic. એમને એટલા symptoms નતા, પણ એમની જે wife છે એમને symptoms હતા. So he stayed with the wife, and his test was positive. Patient's test was positive, but he was asymptomatic. So he chose to stay with the wife in the hospital. Actually, it was like not required. In the further conversation, I said, when you were fine, then why did you chose to stay in the hospital? Okay. So conversation started like this. With high regards, he said, Madam, when do you have time? 10 minutes, just 10 minutes to talk to me. I said, yes, please go on. He said, I don't know what is happening. While I was in the hospital, there were no symptoms. I was not, even there was no problem as such when I was in the hospital, and I was there for almost 10 days, but I didn't even require paracetamol injection as well. Okay. So then I asked, when you didn't require any hospitalization, why did you stay for so long? There has to be some reason. Why did you stay for so long? Because almost you were asymptomatic. You need not stay in the hospital. But and when you are saying that paracetamol injection is not required, then why did you stay? So he told me, he said, my wife was very ill. We were in the same hospital, sharing a room, and I could see that she needs my help. My wife, એમને મદદની જરૂરત હતી. So I chose to stay in the hospital. And so I did not leave from there, and I chose to stay with her. So I said, what was going on in your mind when you were with her? He said, Madam, this COVID infection has been in my whole body and my whole family very badly these days. I feel very weak initially. I was available for my family members to take care. But day to day, I am getting weak. In the hospital, he was asymptomatic. But then later on, see, he is getting weaker and weaker, day by day, day by day. Nabda thai cha. And he is getting weak. Kamjori avi gayi cha. Emna. So I asked, what are the things you feeling right now? अभी आपको जो है दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है? So in high tone, he said, no, nothing else. I am otherwise okay. All my routine is perfectly set. I get up early, have my daily routine, make my breakfast, and I am all healthy now these days. Sometimes I get mild fever and cough. So I must not get bedridden like all my family members because I need to take care of them as well. So I must not be bedridden. પથારી પર ન પડું ખાલી એટલું જ મને ચિંતા થાય છે અને this meeting will be ending in 10 minutes. We'll continue again. Okay. So and I don't want to be bedridden like my family members. So the rubrics taken were careful of relatives about, delusion thin getting, fear poverty of, reverence for those around. By now, I am damn sure many of the students have come to the remedy, and I gave him sulfur 200. Single dose was needed, and he was all fine with that. That is the beauty of our dynamic homeopathy. Just a single dose of sulfur was required, and he was all fine with that. So, and the retrospective એટલે શું કે કેસ જે તમે લ્યો અને પછી મેડિસિન આપ્યા પછી you feel that this rubrics also suit in the patient. Then that retrospective study I did, the delusion wealth, when he said no rest all is fine, so that shows his wealth. And he also had a tinge when he said that he is doing all things on his own. मैं सब खुद कर लेता हूँ. That is his wealth. And now, but I am feeling weaker and weaker day by day. That is delusion thin he is getting is the main crux of sulfur. Education is not just understanding the fact, but training the mind to think. Socho. Okay. So why I had chosen these rubrics, why sulfur was prescribed to that patient instead of quantitative analysis, जिधर बहुत सारे rubrics लेते हैं. No, only qualitative analysis. 2-3 rubrics, the most prominent one, aphorism number 153, PQRS, वो लेना जरूरी है. आप जब ज्यादा रूब्रिक्स लेते हैं यू टेंड टू गेट कंफ्यूज. तो कंसिडर द कोर फील बिहाइंड द रूब्रिक. रूब्रिक के पीछे के भावार्थ को समझना है कि पेशेंट क्या कहना चाहता है, उनके फीलिंग्स को समझो. होम्योपैथी डील्स विद फीलिंग्स एंड इमोशंस ऑफ द पेशेंट. सच अ डायनामिक मार्वेलस पैथी. नो अदर पैथी विल be that dynamic. Even in near future also, nobody better will be that dynamic. Once you understand the feelings and emotions of the patient, we devote so much time to our patients. Okay, but the conventional mode of treatment, they hardly, but we devote so much time to try and understand the feelings with an empathetic approach. What is the meaning of empathetic? Empathetic meaning I can understand what you all are going through. Together we will find a solution. हम लोग हिंदी में कहते हैं बेफिक्र रहिए, हम साथ मिलके इसका solution निकालेंगे. Okay, so with this I end the session, and thank you very much everybody for being a patient listener. Thanks once again to the Chairman,
Thank
sir.
you,
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Once again to the Chairman, sir, Dr. Vishal Soni, sir, and Principal, Dr. Khanna, sir, Dr. Hiren bhai, thank you so much. Thanks to all the students, and you can unmute yourself and you can ask me questions.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So, if any question is there, kindly ask any question. यश, किसी को कोई पूछना है तो बोलिए. यश, जानवी, यश, मैत्री, करण.
You can unmute yourself and ask me questions. Yeah. So, did you all understand the topic? And any doubts, any queries, please raise. You can type in the chat box as well. I will revert back, or you can unmute.
યશ કશું પૂછવું છે? હેલો યશ.
Yes, bhai, just coordinate with the students so that we know. Okay.
યશ, hello.
Yes, sir.
So who is this? May I know the name, please? You want to ask any question? Hello.
Yash, hello.
Yeah.
Maitri.
Yes, sir.
No, you want to ask any question, doctor? So miasm and susceptibility khabar padi tamne, and the case also you all understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, good.
Perfectly
good.
understood.
Okay, good. So you saw na, so બધા જે rubrics છે ને એ quantitative જે છે ઘણા બધા લેવા કરતા only main જે છે એટલે qualitative analysis થાય. Okay. So kindly let me know the feedback as well. How do you like the session? It is, I think, Kirti here. Whom am I speaking to? Doctor, તમારું નામ?
કોણ હતું? મૈત્રી, યશ, કોણ બોલ્યું હતું? વાંધો નહીં.
હા, yeah. So
હા, સ્ટુડન્ટ એક કામ કરજો. હેલો, 4th year નું આપણું ગ્રુપ છે ને, ઓફિશિયલ ગ્રુપ છે, અમે પણ છીએ એમાં તમારો ફીડબેક મૂકજો જે પણ હોય. હેલો યશ.
Yeah, just
yes,
let
sir.
me know the feedback. How did you like the session? So that it's like accordingly, even if I need to make any changes in the session, I will.
And I think because of time limit, we had a little bit problem to share exact phenomena what is going on in homeopathy.
Yes.
And that requires at least 2 to 3 hours for a session actually. But it is a part of college activities and NAEC activities, and it is official activity. So we have a limited time, 1 hour, just 1 hour and 15 minutes.
See the topic. The topic being very
broad છે. હા, વાસ્ટ છે, એટલે આટલા ઓછા સમયની અંદર આપણે પૂરું કરવું પણ અઘરું હોય છે. છતાં પણ તમે લોકો તમારું ફીડબેક મૂકજો. તમને
and I have covered almost the topic, but see, this is very vast. When Dr. Hahnemann sir himself took 12 years, you cannot expect it to be grasped in 1 hour. But I tried to cover all the points. Still, see, I have shared my mobile number, email ID. You can get in touch with Dr. HIREN sir as well. And any doubts, anytime, you can contact me. I will be all the more glad to share master's words.
Yes.
Okay.
So
koi doubt hai? Thank you so much. And koi doubt hai kya?
Okay, જો ડાઉટ હોય અને અહીંયા ના પૂછવો હોય તો ગમે ત્યારે તમે એવું હોય તો ક્વેશ્ચન નું લિસ્ટ મને મૂકી શકો છો. રક્ષાબેન એમના આન્સર આપશે તમને 100%.
They might be
anytime
shy or what? If you feel shy, they'll never learn.
મને આ એમની શરમ જ કાઢવી છે, પણ હવે હજુ એ લોકો શરમાય છે. Very shy. Yeah.
Don't worry. I am as frank as can be, and feel free. And don't think a madam is very like fluent in English. I can even answer in Hindi and Gujarati. I'm not so fluent in Hindi and Gujarati though, but I will try my level best to answer. Okay.
4th year we are having very good students, so they will interact with me and you too.
Yes,
and I expect their feedbacks in the official group of Samraji College. So on behalf of our college, our chairman sir, principal sir, our HOD and organon department, I am very thankful to you, Raksha Ben, that you are here with us in a very fruitful webinar, and you had made your efforts very palatable for the students. So the language and the way you have explained in Hindi, Gujarati and English, that was very fantastic. And I'm so happy to invite you again, right? I will be happy again. કે ફરીવાર થોડો ટાઈમ લઈને આપણે ગોઠવીશું કે જેમાં સમયની કોઈ બહુ લિમિટ ના હોય, and you can free to
and I will be all the more glad. You all can coordinate, and બહુ જ સારું ઇનિશિયેટિવ છે આ. At your own home, your workplace, be it anywhere, you can even learn
Yes.
through these sessions. Okay, so there
Yes,
is
yes,
no
yes.
stopping. Even
yes,
if
yes.
the COVID-19, the pandemic has created a havoc, but still
Yeah.
education, there is no stopping. And as the slide says, education is not just understanding the fact, but training the mind to think. Only when